Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 181 of Optimal Living Advice, the podcast where we take any questions you might have about the many struggles of life and get them answered for you here on the show. I am your host, certified life coach, Greg Audino, reminding you before we begin that if you have a question you would like help with on the show, we welcome you to email it to us at advice@oldpodcast.com. My friends, we've got a question today that I'm really looking forward to. Our asker is in a tough spot concerning her future, both as a romantic partner and as a parent. There are some changes she feels she should make in order to ensure a successful future in both areas, but are they the right changes? Let's take a look at her situation and see if we can help her out. Here's what she has to say. I struggle with the reality that I may not have another child due to my biological clock. It's been a while, 9 years, since my divorce, and I've sort of stopped dating for fear of falling in a similar dating pattern where I can't be myself or keep my ambition momentum without being interrupted by drama. I think my future self would appreciate me finding a solid relationship now and me having another child, as well as my son. All right, fair warning, I am answering this one at midnight, which is outside of my usual time. Is my brain going to be up to par? We'll see. I think you'll be okay. I'm feeling particularly alert right now. So look, across the board, I think you need to forget about your future self and what you think she might want. What does your present self want right now? Let's start with the thought of having another child. Now, some parents out there might drop their jaws. You might be one of them. But I want you to ask yourself of what value another child is. Maybe there is high value in it. Maybe it's something that does mean a lot to you for the right reasons. But maybe it's also something you want to do to celebrate and make use of your remaining childbirthing years. If you're feeling stumped by that, it's okay. It could be very hard to tell the difference. It's just that to me, when I hear you say things like, due to my biological clock, and my future self would appreciate, these things make me worry that you're doing it just to say you could, or guessing too much about your future feelings. Words like those do not warm my heart, or convince me that you are as in love with the idea of having a child as you might want to be or think you are. They make me feel like you're just taking your best shot at avoiding regret. And no one ever had a fully healthy relationship with their child if they brought them into this world just for the sake of filling a void, whether they realized they were doing it or not. But maybe my instinct on that is wrong. I trust you to take a hard enough look in the mirror to come up with an honest answer. And for the purposes of this episode, the good news is that future child or not, the issue about dating still needs to be addressed all the same. So, this one, the dating thing, that seems more raw and emotional to me. I'm going to reread part of your question, and I want you to take note of how your language differs from the terminology you used regarding having another child. I also want you to tell me where the problem is. Here we go. Quote, I've sort of stopped dating for fear of falling in a similar dating pattern where I can't be myself or keep my ambition momentum without being interrupted by drama. End quote. Fear, being yourself, ambition, these kinds of words matter to me. And I think they matter to you too. I am more convinced of your desire to date and feel love again than I am of your readiness to have another child. And what do you notice that's wrong with it? Where are you going wrong? To me, it's clear that your fear is your biggest problem. You said it yourself. And it's the same desire to avoid a painful situation for your future self. Just like with your childbirthing concerns, I think you have a little more assumption than is ideal. We both know that your fear is preventing you from taking action, which is preventing you from finding someone. Love isn't just going to fall into your lap because that's what happens to nice, ambitious girls like yourself in the Disney movies. You need to play a part in this by approaching the dating scene. We also both know that your fear is irrational, as a lot of fear is. Why will it have to be the same dating pattern? Why can't you just go out there and be yourself, ambition and all, from the get-go? And if you find someone and there is drama or they don't like who you are, then see you later. I can only assume this has been how the relationship with your ex-husband or other dating partners has gone. But as you make good adjustments to yourself and entirely different people come into the mix, then there's all these moving, changing factors, and there's no reason for it to be the same outcome with anyone you may try dating in the future. It sounds like at the core of this question, you're just afraid of getting let down, either by having to deal with a bad date and a breakup, or a future without having another child. And I know you're trying to think ahead and do what you think will be best in the long run. I do more than my fair share of the same thing. But you're clearly shooting yourself in the foot right now by playing this guessing game and trying to cover your bases. I worry that you are detaching from yourself and who you are in this moment. You are more than someone who happens to have a few years left of fertility. So let go, be you, and spend some time with the parts of you that just enjoy things as they are right now. By my estimation, that part of you needs to breathe, not just for your own happiness, but secondarily, if you can ever reasonably expect to find the right person, someone that could make having a child with completely worthwhile. You wouldn't be doing anyone any favors by bringing an incomplete version of yourself to a romantic or parental relationship. To the woman who sent this in, thank you dearly. I really appreciate it, and I apologize if I seemed a little curt in my answer. Call it nighttime grouchiness. But I firmly believe that your desire to plan for a fulfilling future has gone past the point of reasonable planning and into a point of too much assumption. There is a fine line in all of our planning that, when crossed, can really harm us, not only in the future, but where we are right now. I tell you this because I love you. So I hope this episode helped, and I hope you can go on to date bravely, learn from inevitable bad dates, and come out on the other side of it confident in your ability to fulfill yourself. Whether it's just you, whether it's you and a partner, or you a partner and another kiddo. So that's all for me, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping in and listening to the end. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye, guys.